There's a strategy far older than war, older than politics, older than betrayal itself. A strategy so primal and yet so underestimated. It slips through the cracks of every social game you've ever played. It's not charm. It's not strength. It's not wealth. It's stupidity. But not real stupidity. No, far from it. It's the act of pretending to be stupid. And those who master this art often rise far beyond those who desperately struggle to prove their intelligence. In a world where power is veiled behind illusion, sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is reveal how dangerous you are. So you wear a mask, one that makes them underestimate you, one that makes them lower their guard, one that makes them speak freely in your presence, oblivious to the trap they've stepped into. This is the dark psychology of playing the fool. Long before the thrones of kings and the backrooms of empires, this tactic thrived in the hearts of those wise enough to understand the nature of power. In ancient courts, fools and jesters weren't just there for entertainment. They were the only ones allowed to mock the king. They spoke truths others wouldn't dare utter, because the mask of idiocy made them appear harmless. It's the paradox of weakness. When people believe you are beneath them, they no longer perceive you as a threat. And when you're not a threat, you gain access to secrets, to schemes, to vulnerabilities. The wolf hiding in sheep's clothing was never about innocence. It was about access. In every social dynamic, intelligence is both an asset and a liability. Show too much of it, and you threaten the egos of those around you. You challenge their worldviews, their positions, their sense of superiority. It triggers envy, resentment, silent conspiracies. Carl Jung once wrote that nothing awakens unconscious envy in others more than apparent superiority. When you shine too brightly, others begin to plot how to dim your light. And so, some of the most dangerous minds in history learned to dim their brilliance deliberately. They made mistakes in public. They laughed at their own ignorance. They played the fool while watching everything. When you pretend to be stupid, something remarkable happens. People stop guarding their words. They reveal things. Their masks slip because to them, you're harmless. You're nothing. And it's precisely then when the predator waits. By feigning ignorance, you turn conversations into confessionals. You see the cracks in their armor, the weaknesses in their logic, the secrets they're too careless to hide. And while they believe they're controlling you, you're mapping out every move they'll make. In toxic workplaces, in predatory relationships, in circles poisoned by envy, the one who boasts intelligence becomes a target. The one who reveals cunning invites sabotage. But the one who pretends not to notice, the one who seems oblivious to insult, blind to manipulation, deaf to schemes, they move unseen, unthreatened, free, because nobody plots against the fool. And by the time they realize you weren't the fool, it's too late. Let's not pretend it's easy. To deliberately downplay yourself in a world obsessed with validation demands discipline. It means allowing others to think less of you. It means watching them laugh while you play dumb. It means biting your tongue when you could demolish them with a single, well-placed sentence. And it requires a cold kind of patience. The ability to delay your need for recognition, your urge to correct, your desire to dominate. It's psychological warfare, and it scars. Jung spoke of the shadow, the darker, suppressed side of the psyche. When you pretend to be stupid, you're weaponizing your own shadow. You embrace qualities society deems inferior and turn them into tools of power. Your apparent ignorance becomes a shield. Your feigned naivety becomes a key. Your silence becomes a weapon. And all the while, your shadow watches, hungers, and waits. History is littered with those who rose through the ranks by playing dumb. Roman Emperor Claudius was considered weak, sickly, and foolish. Yet his act of simplicity kept him alive through the purges of Caligula's reign. When the time came, Claudius was handed the empire, and he ruled it with ruthless efficiency. In literature, Shakespeare's fools often spoke the deepest truths. Their jest disguised prophecy. Their idiocy masked wisdom. The strategy works because it feeds human arrogance. People want to believe they're the smartest person in the room. Let them. The greatest weapon of the one who pretends to be stupid is others' overconfidence. Once they've underestimated you, they won't see you coming. They'll leave openings. They'll expose their plans. They'll get careless. And when you strike, not with impulsiveness, but with surgical precision, it's devastating. The fool they ignored becomes the architect of their downfall. Try it for 1 week. In meetings, in conversations, in online debates. Hold back. Ask naive questions. Let others believe you don't understand. Watch what they reveal. Listen to what they whisper when they think you're too slow to grasp it. You'll learn who's honest, who's manipulative, who fears exposure. And when you're ready, you'll understand the terrifying power of controlled stupidity. But beware, pretending to be something you're not creates an internal conflict. The longer you wear the mask of the fool, the more you risk becoming it. There's a seduction in powerlessness, in never being responsible, in forever avoiding the burden of leadership. It's a trap, because while the fool is underestimated, the fool is also excluded, never truly respected, never genuinely loved. So wield this tactic carefully, use it strategically, and always remember who you are beneath the mask. The world is a theater of egos, a battleground of masks, a war fought not with swords, but with perception. And sometimes, the deadliest weapon isn't strength. It isn't wealth. It isn't intellect. It's the ability to disappear into the background, to seem harmless, to play dumb, until the moment comes when the world's overconfidence becomes your invitation. And in the silence between their laughter, you take everything. Pretend to be stupid, because the greatest predators never announce themselves.